Yes, it's another Wednesday night in the city. Uh, I'm very happy to be here live in living color to all the people out there. Um, Wednesday, January, what today's date? 27th. And I'm so excited to be doing this uh, tonight. Big up all my friends and family out there. Uh, we're about to hit a very serious time in our COVID. What do you call it? COVID season. COVID season, man. So first of all, I want to say good night, everyone, and welcome to our very first live broadcast on Facebook. This is big because I was doing the show on Mixler for 4 months, and I was just getting my feet wet in this type of environment. The pandemic has made many people like myself do all kinds of new and interesting things. And for 4 months, man, I have kept encouraging others to do the same as well. Look, our very first guest on the show was a permaculture farmer who resides down south in New Mexico, and he brought an interesting view to what they are doing these days to promote a healthy, sustainable way of living for all of us. If you missed him, we will be sure to have him back on the show, and he will be updating us on the many great things they're doing down there. If you have followed us in the past, you would have heard from persons like the young and interesting horse trainer Ronaldo Holder, who trains at Woodbine Racetrack, and the one and the only Oliver Lee Vi, who is the founder and the CEO of Mindful Parenting Toolkit. And he is doing some wonderful work out there in the community during these challenging times. Uh, he's doing some really great things, and he's helping out parents who are struggling with managing their kids, need some advice, so forth. If you need some lessons, he teaches parents actually to help and to be better. He has a whole program that parents like myself, like you out there, can actually do and graduate from. So if anyone wants to get in touch with him or with any of our guests, you may drop me a line and I will send you their info where you can reach them. All right. Also, remember to check us out on our YouTube channel and see our videos. First thing first, let me thank all of you for all of your suggestions and input. It really means a lot to me knowing that we have so many supportive friends, family out there. It really has been a blessing to see and feel the support from all of you. All right. So let me get some things out the way first and foremost. So big up DJ Hawk down, doing his thing out there in Brooklyn, man, on Calabash Radio every Monday afternoon between 1 and 3 p.m. In the afternoon. So big up DJ Hawk from Power Play Sound. Uh, Big up also DJ David 246 doing his thing out there in Florida every Friday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. on Hot Caribbean Radio. Check him out, man. Spinning all types of music, getting everyone ready for the weekend after a long week for those who actually have to go out there and still work. Somebody got to keep these countries running, right? If anyone want to check him out and don't have a link, drop me a line and I will pass that info on to you. And that's for sure. A special thank you all. A special thank you to all of you who have followed us and tuned in to us to see what is happening. Um, we changed the format a little bit, and for those of you who followed us on Mixler, we are still there, but we're gonna stick to this format for now, and we hope you continue to follow us. And if you don't get to see us live, you can always check out the YouTube channel. It's gonna be available for you. So basically, we do a segment called D-Man Thoughts, and then we usually get into discussion with our guests. So here goes. And this is D-Man Thoughts for Wednesday, January 27th. 2021. And it goes something like this, right? So 2021, the theme is get unstuck. So here we go. How do I get unstuck? If my wheels have no grip, if the more I step on the gas and the more my wheels spin, and I seem to be going nowhere, how do I get unstuck? Hey, look. So the wheels keep spinning and spinning, and I end up staying in the same spot and digging myself a deeper hole. And all I seem to accomplish from this really is pure frustration, right? So the best way to handle this situation, I figured out, is to open that door, get out, and walk away. Leave that vehicle behind. Some things can be left behind, especially if it's making no sense at all to save it. If it hasn't been good to you and there's no true value, say goodbye. That's the man thoughts for January 27, 2021. So before we do anything else, we got a very intriguing guest tonight. We have a very I'm excited to have him on the show, and I want you all to that's the man right there,
Okay.
Mr. Pedro Richards.
Yeah, good night, Derek, man. You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir. I
right.
can hear you live and direct, my
Yeah,
friend.
man. Let's go in then. Let's go in.
So, first and foremost, let me give you a warm Fuhtrute welcome.
Straight up.
So, what I want everyone out there to welcome my man Pedro Richards, man, the
It's my
boss.
honor. It's an honor to be here, guys. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, man. So, before we go any further, let me do this, man. So, I want to welcome this innovating entrepreneur, Pedro Richards. He's a personal trainer, professional masseur, a photographer, a motivator, and there are many more titles to be added. But before I go any further, I'll let you do your thing, and you go ahead and say hello to all the listeners and the viewers out there, man.
Yo, man, I want to say a good night, and it's an honor to be here on Demand TV. You know, I've watched this youngster grow up, and actually, back then, I was like more like a big brother to this youngster.
That's right.
Because
That's right, sir.
most of all the guys under me would look up to me, and to see Derek doing something like this is a blessing. Because when we were younger, we never had much, but what we had, we always shared among one another.
That's right.
One house in Prospect was like every house in Prospect.
That's right. You can
So
walk right in.
yeah, we had always had this closeness, and so I'm really, really honored to be here on the first Demand live chat on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm so honored. And a little bit about myself. Pedro, I'm 52 years old. From Barbados, as you know, from Prospect, best place in the world. Um, my yeah, I have. I'm a personal trainer, I dare I say. I'm also a massage therapist. I also do pool aerobics at the hotel, but it's kind of slow right now because of the uh, coronavirus that's going around. I also do beach tours there from Waya Bay to Crystal Cove in Paynes Bay.
And for
And
those who don't know, that's the beautiful West Coast in
yeah,
Barbados. That's a
the Platinum
big,
Coast, what they call
beautiful
it now.
stretch.
It's actually called the Platinum Coast right now.
Oh, it's called the Platinum
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh, uh,
That's where
when
all
did
the
it get
stars
that name?
come. Hey, because
When it,
that's where all the stars go, man. Don't Sandy Lane, that whole stretch,
that's right.
You can walk from Prospect straight down Sandy Lane.
That's right. Sandy Lane. That's where Tiger Woods and
Yeah,
Charles
man. And
Barkley.
Rihanna
That's
and
where.
Oprah, them guys got their houses down that side. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, so Pedro, so look, first of all, let me ask you a question, man. How is this pandemic treating you right now? How you doing, man?
Boy, all I can say is that I'm trying my best to stay alive, trying my best to do my little part. I try to speak to people about this whole coronavirus stuff, and my main thing is to tell them do not live in fear,
That's right.
because when you live in fear, then you don't think properly. Then you break down your body because fear is attack your emotions, and when you're really emotional, you don't really think clear. So what I try to tell people is, what, when you come in home from outside,
Yes.
what I do, I take off all of my clothes, put them in the thing, and wash them the same time. I don't have no dirty clothes. All my clothes are washed the same evening.
That's a
Then I go
really
and
good
take a bath.
practice.
Yeah, I
Really
wash my
good
hands,
practice.
take a bath, so that even if something, I don't bring it into the house with my wife. Because at the end of the day, it's not only about you, the individual, but you have to also look at the people that you live with
That's true.
and the people you work with. So it's not about I, because most of this world is just I. But
Hey, look, let me tell you, and especially in North America, is only about the eye.
yeah, man. You see. But where we come from, there, we was never like that. So we
You
always
know,
had this community spirit in us from when we were small, because we
yes, man.
always were together. We will quarrel one little today, but then tomorrow we back together like nothing
We
happened.
fight,
Yeah,
but we always want love.
always one love, man.
If we go
Always one love.
anywhere, we go as a bunch of young men
Yeah,
together. We
we go play
always stick together.
football, all sorts of things, man. Man, we had a good time, man.
Look,
Them was the good old days. Them was the good days, actually. These days here now ain't really so good because it house up.
you know what?
Mm.
I use I would always talk about people will hear me talk about prospect, and
Straight
and
up.
uh, and they will say like
Two, four, six.
what is prospect? And I used to always say, well, look, prospect is a beautiful place, and the thing is, it's like what's so special about this place? Even though as kids we never got the soccer field, we never got the cricket pitch, um, but
Yep.
we all had each other. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing about that, like we didn't have these facilities, but yet when we go out playing against other teams, we used to beat them.
And how is that possible that we could be so good
Yeah.
as a cricket team or as a football team, and we don't have no facilities?
Yeah. You can remember your nickname when it comes to football?
No.
Slow dribble, remember that?
Ah,
Yeah. Slow dribble thing you had going on. And to pick out the name, you
I
were
was I was just talking to Bradley, and Bradley told me, look, Bradley said this guy Derek, he was skinny and small, but you couldn't get him off the ball.
yeah, man, yeah, man. And I keep telling people, right, is that we here in Barbados, we're not big, but if we had some of the opportunities that a lot of other countries had when we were younger, man, we'd be playing professional football, man.
It was
Because
always a dream.
you and Nimble was the two baddest on the pastor.
I was just talking about Nimble
Yeah,
last
man.
night, 2 nights ago, and I was
Yeah,
telling my wife how about Nimble and how Nimble was a bad boy.
yeah. I tell you about it, that everywhere I go to play football, they took you two guys to me.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
look,
you see. Yeah.
Pedro, like I used to like from the time I came to Canada and I entered high school, right? And
Mm.
I used to always tell guys about this guy named Pedro, and
Thanks, man.
for real. And I say like he's one of the bravest men that I knew in my lifetime. And I always wondered, do you have any fears?
Mm. If I have any fears, not really. I would say not really. I'm not. I'm not the sort of person that even if I fear something, I don't let it conquer me. I conquer that.
Right.
So I don't dwell on like if I like I don't dwell on certain things. I always try to find the positive in stuff. And when we were growing up, because I had you guys under me, I had to have an image.
Right.
Because
That's
for me, I looked up at the older guys and I found one or two that I could have, said, okay, when I get a certain age, I want to be like that person. So My thing is that if I have that ambition to be like some person else, my job is to have a life path so that the people under me can look up to me and say, well, like, you know what? One day they want me like Pedro. Because as it is a pass on something, because I told my wife the other day, if you have the word of knowledge and you die with that, you have done nothing.
You know, that's
Because
an
you don't
interesting thing.
understand. It's about sharing. We are human beings. We supposed to share with each other. I mean,
Yes, sir.
even strangers. But I just say this. I think, I mean, man, people just get lost.
You know, and now that you say that, it's getting very interesting because, like, you know, we came through an interesting generation because the generations now, like two, maybe two or three underneath us, they, I say, kind of privileged in a sense because you
Mm,
know we walked through so much broken bottles for them. Now
yeah,
they are seeing some goodness coming to them, and it's all about them, right?
yeah. But you said, man, and I kind of in a way we are also. I think we supposed to take some of the blame for that because when we got as my mom used to say, when we got what we didn't expect it, we just went our way. We didn't even look back at the ones that were younger to really bring them up. Like how we look back at you guys, you and there, and then we bring and David, we bring you guys up, and then you guys bring up the other set. But then the other set after you guys, um, I, I don't know how to put it. I guess because the thing about it is that a lot of young people now have this thing about smoking and drinking and
Yeah,
not really looking for a future. I don't know if you can blame them, but at the end of the day, each person, each individual has responsibility for their self. I keep telling people, if you can't make you happy, how can you make somebody else happy? So you gotta let within yourself first, get yourself right, then you could pass it on. Because
that
if you don't get yourself right,
that is
what
so
you can be
true.
passing on is wrong.
That is so true and so interesting. You know,
Yeah,
if you can't love yourself, how
can't
can
love
you
nobody else.
love someone else, right?
Impossible.
And how can you even produce a loving family in these
Hey,
times, right? So,
a banana tree can't bear a dunk, can it?
of course not.
Okay,
Uh,
that's my point. Yeah.
but now that you know now that you brought that up, I have to ask you about Facebook. And I watched your video today again on Facebook, and I posted it. I shared it. I shared it on my page. I used. Let me see. Let me see. It said, "Oh yeah, what is a bagel in a G string?
And
What?
you had to bring that up.
Tell,
No,
tell
it is
me about
actually, have
that."
you ever seen a bagel in a G string?
Oh,
Which you never, right? You don't see bagels in a G string. So then the reason behind that was we were in a conversation
right,
and you know how some people go on like, okay, everything you say something or you do something, this person do it better.
right, right.
So you were having a conversation and I was saying something and then this guy go, oh yeah, but I did that and I did it this way. And then I say something else, he go, and I did it and it. So I was like, you ever see a bagel in a T string? He was like, I said, oh, you see, I got you now. That was just like something just come out the ear. I was like, every time I do this, man, like he do it and do it better than me. So like, you know what? You ever see a bagel and a T string? And that can like stick with me. So I tell people that most of the time, right?
You
And
know,
actually that helps me. That helps me from cursing, actually.
nice. The thing is
Yeah,
like,
because when I want to take with something, they go like, you know what? You ever see a bagel and a T string? When they really want to give you a couple of beers, no worries in there, right? So depends on where you are.
you know, the video clip don't always capture everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so I'm looking at the video clip. I'm seeing you amongst these English guys, right? So these I think these white English guys
Right, guys, that's okay. Yeah,
watching cricket, and I'm
right.
like I'm killing myself and laugh because I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. Who you talking to? You know, you just giving it to them.
Yeah, that was the test match. I think that was the test match, Barbados against England. I think that's when Jason, when we beat England down here, that was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. That's when Jason, the captain, has scored. And it was like, so we was in the party stand. The party stand is like when you come to cricket in Barbados, you have to go to the party stand. It's the liveliest thing. You're in the sun, but who cares? So it was like 10 of us against about like 300 English guys. And I had them then because they were saying, you don't stop talking, you don't get hoarse. Every day you got here, you bantering us. I was like, you
That's
know
good
what?
lungs, man. You got
Yeah.
good lungs.
And so the third day, I actually came late. So I was like, you know what? My space gone. So when they came into the stadium, the oval, I was like, you know, I late. So I just got stand up at the back. The guys actually have my space for me.
They
Nobody
had
can
your
sit there.
space waiting for you.
Yeah. The guys had so they turn and tell me, listen, man, you made this our experience in Barbados and cricket. Remember, but we will never forget this. Because I had a chat. It was just my one against them. And I was saying all day. I was telling the guys to bat all day, bat all day. And it was such fun. Actually, I got picked up about it was upon 3 different TVs overseas. So all the reporters for I think it was I can't remember the names. I had everything right down. But and the guys came over to me and said, like, you know what? You're the liveliest person in this whole cricket ground. So
Nice.
3 different reporters come to me with 3 different stations just to get a little background from me and what do you think about the cricket and stuff like that. Yeah, man, cricket be nice. It's just that we guys kind of struggling right now, but we'll get there. And
Because I
that's a whole different can of worms right now. So
I saw the table that you were sitting at, and it was like if it was like a throne, just there, right in the middle of the
yeah,
stadium, and everybody else was surrounded you. I was like, look at the king. The king is just chilling.
because usually I'm the noisiest guy at cricket. Straight up.
I
Straight up.
know you
For
got
real.
them. What's that thing? That bugle or something?
My blowhorn, my
Or
vuvuzela. That's a vuvuzela. That's what they call it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were using that when I first saw that was in I think South Africa when they had World Cup
Yeah.
football, and
Football.
that was introduced to the world
Yeah.
since then. So I got a few questions for you, and eventually we're gonna get into some business. We're
Mhm.
gonna let people know you some more and so forth, so that by the time that these people out here come to Barbados, or are they thinking about coming to Barbados, they know who to hit up.
Who can
They
look
know
for?
they need a good massage. If they need a good training for a week or two, they know who to link with. Um, and of course, is you the man, right?
Hmm.
Now, do you have any like connection with um, the hotels down there, or one or two, or maybe more, or to do your business? Like how
Actually, right now, I work, as I said, I do beach tours from one hotel to the other hotel. So I
Mhm.
actually work with is Waves, the old Swiss Chalet Hotel. That's
Yeah.
Waves now.
Hmm.
Waves Hotel and Spa.
Yep.
And I also do work for Crystal Cove and some for Tambourine. That's like a umbrella body. Actually, now you speak about that. Marriott's, the Marriott Hotel.
I know the name, but I don't know where
Right.
it is for real.
Marriott's actually just bought them over.
Okay.
So I'll be working for Marriott's hopefully when um
Nice.
the COVID give us a break. Yeah.
COVID it has been really interesting because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
COVID has brought out a lot of goodness in people, and it has also brought out some demons in people.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, for you and your family, are you guys bored, or are you guys wilding out yet? Are you guys loving each other more, or is she saying get out the house?
Well, actually, she's more asking me to stay in the house because I don't want to stay home. Period. You know me already there. I'm a go getter. I'm a
I'm
hustler.
gonna get to that soon. I'm gonna
I
get to
go.
that soon.
I just go. Even when in the first lockdown, when we were actually locked down in Barbados, I was on the road every day, every day.
I
I
remember
was
you used to
saying,
update us.
if the police hold you, what you can do? hey, I can't stand in the house, so they're gonna lock me up. So that's the only thing. But where I go is a nice little area in all these things where they do the fish festival and stuff,
Hmm.
right? And we have due to the COVID, we could not go where our usual spot is. So what me and two other guys did, we actually walked around all these things and we found a really nice spot. And we made it our home. Actually put up tents, we played dominoes, we played 13 hand tonk. Actually we thinking about making a drawing a road tennis court, you know, because I look at it this way, when you get older, when you start to get old, if you don't use your mind, you will lose your mind.
That's right. That's
So
right.
in a way, it's also a nice sanctuary for the older guys because I always tell them once it's a good set of people, always wear a mask because you still gotta do protocols and stuff. And we always got. I actually bought a bucket. We have a little nozzle so we can wash our hands and stuff. Because at the end of the day, you want people to come out and still be themselves, but you want them to understand that about the hygiene. You just can't come out and just be wild and nilly because you don't know who got it. Like this is the
That's right.
most dangerous thing about this COVID.
Yes.
You don't
Yes.
know who got it, and because the person that got it don't even know they got it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so
And they
so it's
don't
best to
mean no
protect.
harm. They don't mean any harm at all. It's just that it's just one of those things.
Yeah, you just don't know but if you don't know how you can meet harm, you
Now,
could got it. You could come home. You don't know.
that's right. Are you guys keeping like a bubble, like just a few guys, or you welcome everyone?
As I say, when we liming, it's familiar faces, but eventually other people gonna come.
That's
So
right.
we always speak about the wearing a mask. But obviously we don't really social distance, but in a way it's still social distance because it's three guys to a table, and the tables are kind of big, so you still have space. And even though you're playing, you have to wear your mask. You have to keep on your mask, even if you just keep it. Well, I'm not going to say that because they might say it, you know, but they have to wear the mask.
Yes.
And if you get up from the table to go do anything, you have to wash back your hands. So you can't
That's
come out touch back nothing unless you wash your hands.
and of
Because
course the one.
the bathroom really kind of far, so we use the bush. So it's a wee little thing. That is
Well,
barbarous, man.
no,
So I always make sure I have soap and stuff in my car because I also was a female football coach.
I
So
remember. I remember. I
yeah,
remember.
so
That's
once you the
another
female,
title. That's another title.
yeah, I coach football, I coach cricket, man. I touch everything, man. But see, but that's what made my life interesting because I just say I don't believe in staying put or focus on one thing. I think that the human being body is so amazing that we could multitask on so much different things at once. So why would I focus my brain or my mind on one thing?
Now I
Because
know you as just being a very social person. I
there you
remember
go.
like as a young teenager,
I
and
probably take you for I probably take you guys to your first fear.
I
Yeah.
probably you
You
know
remember the shepherd? The shepherd,
yeah,
remember the shepherd had a fear. They take you guys across. They you there, all the little guys.
me and
Yeah.
David and all the
Yeah, Nicholas, all you
youngsters,
guys. Yeah.
and you was like the big brother that we all kind of follow. I remember like I used to always tell this story, right? That if we go out, we go somewhere. Pedro always say, "Look, if anybody try to fight with us, nobody is to run. Like we all
No,
have to defend each other. Not that we
exactly.
promoting fighting or anything
No, we
like
don't
that.
promote fighting. No,
It's just
you're
that
not
we have
promoting
to stick
fighting.
together.
But exactly, you're not promoting fighting. But when I take you guys with me, I'm your father. I'm your big brother. So I cannot say, okay, all right, you do and do foolishness, you're on your own. Because as I keep telling you guys, and you remember this, I always say when we go out, we come out to have a good time, enjoy ourselves. We ain't fighting, we going back home. But if anybody decide they want to start us, we ain't running because we come together, we ride together, straight up.
That's right. That's right.
But I
And
always say you guys don't go there interfere with people first.
no, of course not. Never do. And I always remember that. Like
Yep,
I was really proud of that, because I always was proud that I think there had maybe one or two people ever in Prospect that would actually go and start a fight or
never,
start
not
trouble.
none of none. I can put my life
I
on this.
don't remember
None of you
any.
guys
I
ever
don't
did it.
remember anyone going
No,
out
you don't.
there and start and causing trouble. You
All
know.
I remember is that maybe go out, the other people from the other neighborhoods had hold of girlfriends because we we was dapper, we was cool. Yeah. When they hear the process fellas come in, guys like the girls.
Now
So
that's
we like
another
that.
story.
That's another story. There you go. We was like that. But we were never violent and stuff like that. So, you know.
So let's talk about the pandemic a little bit more. So business wise in Barbados, what are you seeing? Are you seeing people like younger people starting to use their brains more and do something different? Have you noticed anything different, or are people just kind of laying back and waiting for this thing to over?
Well, honestly, just before the virus hit, young people in Barbados were actually more forward thinking and more go getters than we were when we were their age because there wasn't
Yes,
different much for us to really go
yes,
on yet. You understand me? We were just enjoying life and our parents were doing what they had to do for us and we were doing what we had to do to keep out of trouble. But with the internet and all this different modern technology, the younger people actually had a vision to be entrepreneurs. You see, we didn't know that. We didn't know that we could have a business. Because it was put in our heads, go to school, get an education, and find somebody to work for, not
that's
to
right,
work for yourself.
that's right.
You understand? So when I speak, 'cause I do also speak to young people.
Here we go. Here we go. He's
I
also a
do,
speaker.
I do also speak to old people also. So when I am speaking to young people, I always tell them when we were growing up in my time, we only knew the word profession to be a doctor, a professional, to be a doctor or a lawyer. But when I speak to young people, I always tell them professionalism only means the attitude you bring to the task at hand. So you could be a professional gardener, you could be a professional garbage man. It's
Yes,
just the attitude you bring towards your job.
100%.
Yeah, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be a professional. Because if you have a business, some person comes to you with a problem, it's your business, but it's their problem. But the funny thing about it is that you want their business, so their problem automatically becomes your problem. So now
That's
you
right.
have to be a problem solver for them.
That's
And when
right.
you solve their problem, they're going to promote your business and you before you even pay them. Because they're going to say, no, man, I went to Derek there and he had an issue there and I was going like an idiot. And Derek come and handle me real everything. You know what? Until you want something about check Derek, man, check the man. So before it's how you handle situations. If you can remember, our parents always tell you the answer is bring the road. So if you don't answer rowdy and you answer very calm, very professional, the person that had the attitude, you know what? Either they walk away with the attitude, their conscience is going to hit them, you know what? My man, that man basically was a real idiot, but that man handled me so cool. And trust me, they're going to come back and then they're going to bring other people. So
I,
when I having, because when I used to work at Lucky Horseshoe, I actually did some training courses with the guests, with the staff. And I always tell them, anytime you approach a table, especially waitresses, if your demeanor, if your body language is off and bad, I don't care how good your cook is. That experience for that guest is going to be bad. Because at the beginning of the restaurant business, the first person that the client sees is the person that sets the mood. Ain't nothing to do with the food nor the drinks. It's actually service. Because if I come in your place and your waiter or waitress look pulled down, I don't care if you bring up from the kitchen. To me, my mind already say this place pull down.
That's right. That's right. That's
This
right.
place pull down. So I try to even in my normal going about, I always try to tell people, even if you have a raggy pants, it's how you put on the raggy pants though. You understand?
That's
If
right.
you got a raggy pants, you got to strike it down it all down you bo- your bottom, which I don't
Awesome.
like to see. I don't know where the young boys get this foolishness from.
Isn't it
Then
ridiculous?
people are
Isn't it
gonna think of
ridiculous?
you. Yeah, but if people, but you see, when you do that photos, people already got a concept of you in their mind before even talking to you. They look at your appearance and they go like, "What? If my daughter ever bring home a man like he, I can kill she." So you see, before even knowing you, and that's when you're a very nice person. But it's how you look.
I always say that like presentation means a lot to
It
people.
is, man,
You
in
know,
everything. Yeah,
regardless of how good you are, if you present yourself in a different way, people are gonna have a different perception of you
exactly.
immediately. And and I guess it's kind of like controversial because there's people who would say, well, he look or she look a certain ways, but they're actually good. But the concept comes from the media or it comes from the movies that
Mm.
make these people look that way. But still, in our society, if you present yourself in a presentable way, I think people will approach you differently.
Yeah, because when I used to work at not gonna call a name because I'm not promoting
No,
their
you don't
business.
want to pick them up.
Right. But when I used to work at the place I used to work before, I was the personal assistant to the CEO of the company. And everywhere I go, people always say, "Well, you're the owner of this company, you was the boss of this company." And I keep saying, so one day I asked this young lady, why you would think I'm the boss? She said, because it's where you carry yourself. You always come here, you're calling tie, you always speak. I mean, there's nobody that's too small or too big. You always trying to have a conversation. If somebody got a problem, you always take time to talk to them. So you gotta be owner of this company. So I told her, no, I'm not. I'm actually I actually work under the owner of the company. And she was like, oh, but you don't like the company is yours. I said, you know what? Anytime you spend 8 hours a day at a company and you cannot relate to it that is yours, you can start working at the people place. Because
Well,
if you work in some
why are you
place, that is a part of you. You're there for so much hours. Sometimes you might not want to be there, but it's your job, it's your profession. You have to be professional to get up, go to work, do what you're being paid for, and no more. If you happen to get a tip, take it. But you're already being paid for a job, so do what you're being paid for. So my attitude is that I work here, so I have to push off an image that when people see me, they feel proud. They will come and sit down, have something to eat because you know what? I saw you this guy and I thought he owned the place, but you know what? Whatever, I can spend my money here with you because he represent your company so good that you get the spill off.
and
But
that's a
anyhow,
really good
back to the
attitude.
COVID thing.
Really good attitude to have.
Yeah. I did keep telling people I always try to get the positive out of every negative. So that's the
Before
topic
we move
on
on back to COVID
COVID.
stuff and pandemic, those are some words that um, in the last 6 years, I would always tell. I speak to a lot of youngsters, a lot of younger men, and I would always encourage them those same words. And there's some people who would always look at me differently because I'm being so positive. Here comes Mr. Positive. Now, I, like I can't see the world any other way, right?
Exactly.
Why should I go through life being negative and thinking about all the negative stuff when there's so much better out there with the positivity that's around me? Why
Exactly.
should I live my life like that, right? So it's amazing that we can have a positive view on life and on things, but others can see it completely different.
See, I
Anyway,
guess I guess I
go
guess
ahead.
it's how everybody look at life anyhow. Because everybody look at life different. But if you just look at life at the bad side of life, then you will never see your good side. You will never see your blessings when they come. Because you're
That's
so
right.
negative.
Now, do you bring that to your practice into your craft when you training and stuff like that?
Yeah. because don't care what I am doing, and me, I don't change. I keep telling
I
people that if
I
you
know
know me
that.
20 years ago, you know me
Yep.
today. I don't change.
Yep.
I don't look at, but I don't really look at black and white
Mm-hmm.
per se. I look at, if you respect me, I respect you. If you think because you got big car and big house that you're better than me, keep that attitude to yourself because you can get a rude awakening.
And
If
that's
you
what
can,
I've been saying over here. I tell
huh?
people all the time, I come from a place where we had poor people, we had people that had a little bit more money, but that stuff did not matter.
Didn't matter.
Not matter.
Did not matter. We see one another as equals, and we share everything we had with one another. A lot of people don't, because funny, right? My wife is from Jamaica, right?
Hmm. Beautiful
When I
Jamaica.
first met my wife, I took her to Prospect. Cause I would always talk about Prospect. You know, we Prospect guys, we always talk about Prospect. Don't care where we go.
Everywhere we
But I
go.
was telling her about Prospect and the the lifestyle that we had as younger guys. So one day, I took her down there, and I introduced her to Sarge, um, Ollie, King, all those guys. And when we got home, she was like, are you guys still keep in contact after all these years?" I tell her, "Yeah." She said, "But we don't do that in Jamaica." I say, "See, because when you grow up somewhere and everybody in the neighborhood was like a brother or a sister, then you don't gotta worry about little petty things. Yeah, yes, you can quarrel, yeah, you might even fight, but the next day you're back together like nothing happened. So your brain, your mind is already set. You already set from the time you were small from prospect. There's nobody higher than you or lower than you. Now you don't hire nobody, no lower than nobody. You could talk to the prime minister, or you could
Exactly.
talk to the power up on the street because that's
Exactly.
how we was raised.
That's all we
You know
raised,
what
man.
I'm saying? That's how we was raised, straight up.
You know,
Any prospect will tell you this.
exactly. You look a man in the face, and if he respect you, you respect him.
Exactly.
So we live it. We live it just like that. If you got a
Yep.
lot of money, or if you don't have anything, the same thing, right?
Once you level, we level.
That's right. So sports. I know you don't play. Obviously, you don't play master football, soccer,
Nah.
none of that stuff. You just watch right now. I do the same thing, by the way. I stopped playing. I
Yep.
stopped playing since 2013, and I had some injuries, and I decided that was it. The last
Yeah,
time
yeah.
I actually tried to play, I actually was training and secretly training, and I said, okay, I'm going back. I'm playing. And me and my wife, we went to the football field, and we put our as soon as we put our chairs down on the side, one of our team members got his foot broken, and I said that was it. I said it was nasty, and I said that
Yeah.
was it. No more. It's not worth it. Uh, and I'm just watching. I'll be a fan from now on, and if I go back coaching again, I might go back coaching. But right now, that's it for me. I'm not playing no more.
Yeah,
But
yeah, man.
a lot of people know me from that, and they know you from that. You played first division football in Barbados as well. I remember
Yeah.
back then.
I actually was it because the team I played for was called Wales. That
Yeah,
was one of the best. Actually, it was the best football team in Barbados at the time.
very good club.
And it was funny how I actually got to play for them because you remember the team from Fit Village, the Wizards,
Wizards.
right? I was playing with the Wizards 1 year, and we were playing second division. And of course, Wales was a first division team, but they also had a second division team. So we were leading the tables. We had Ian Scott. We had a good team. So we were leading the second division tables, and Wales was on the or still was second. So Wales brought all of their first division players to play us. All the Daisy Clarks, Adrian Hall, the little potties, all the big boys. I was playing sweeper. I was the last man, and we scored the first goal. I think it was Ian scored the first goal. So we had them warm up. Anyhow, to take back the game. Come down now towards us to the end of the game. We realized that the referee now started to pull some weight. When the game finished, because they beat me 2-1, a big offside goal. It was just the man and the goalkeeper. He was offside, but
It
when we
happened.
finished now, this is what the referee actually told me, you expect one of country teams to beat a town team. When the town team bring the team and the referee and the linesman. The swear to God, the man told me that. And I tell you, and the father was kind of upset. I tell him, man, listen, don't worry about that. This is the first game we lost for the season. And we lost it to a team that had to steal to beat us. So we good. So the manager from Wales came over to me and said straight, I want you at Wales next season. I was like, excuse me? He said, I want you to come and play for Wales next season. I was like, boy. I said, plus, I ain't got lots of money to buy the boots and stuff. He said, I never told nothing about boots. I just want you to turn up for Wales next season. And that's why you get on Wales team.
I
Because
remember.
none of the big strikers can get past me. None of them.
But you was always a strong player, a
Yeah.
strong person. So I can see that happening. You was fit, always running, strong as hell. You inherited some really good genes. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
My dad had good genes.
Yeah, man. I mean, like your entire family were some strong people and inherited some really
Like my
strong
mom,
genes.
my mama had to be strong. She had 13 children. She had to be strong.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
just to tell you, like with 13 children in a household, and to
Hmm.
you just come out looking around. You had so many different personalities. Obviously, you had to learn a lot from many different personalities around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember some of all your brothers actually, and um, strong. Everybody had good, strong personalities with them. So that was really cool. Um, let's get back into to. I want to talk more about your practice. I want to talk more about some of the things that you do. I want people to get to know you. I want people when they come to Barbados. I want them to come and look for you so that you can show them how to get themselves in shape. And if they want to talk about life or they want to even do anything, they can link you. So, what are some of the links that you have that they can reach you at?
Well, it's WhatsApp and is in IG. I am actually now in the process of getting but I had one before actually. Um, uh, oh, I can't remember. I try to remember what it is. I can't remember. Anyhow,
Go
yeah,
ahead, continue.
right. So yeah, as I say, WhatsApp and IG, but I'm actually doing a lot more stuff now. We have to go and get .com, which is what it's called now. Not
Right, yeah,
email.
okay. .com,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, .com, right. Right. So that's not up as yet. So it's only right now Instagram, which is my name, Pedro Richard, or Dr. Pidal. Or
Dot,
you might see, yeah, or you might see on Instagram, you might see my name, Jigsaw.
yes.
And it's funny thing that I about Jigsaw because it's the lady that I only start training um November last year. And she told me, well, she used to train with the other lady, but she never sweat with this lady. But every time I come around her, don't care what you give her, she always sweating. And when I finish, her body just feel like a puzzle. And she's got to put it back together. So then she decided to call me Jigsaw. So it was like kind of cool because actually one of my mottos for my training is I'm not going to use the bad word, but it goes train hard or stay to effing home. That's me because if you have issues with getting fit, and I keep telling people I mostly concentrate on getting you fit because to me you will lose weight once you're training. You're gonna lose weight. You're going to tone up. But a lot of people, even though they tone up and they lose weight, they're not fit. They can't run. They can't
Right.
walk. You understand me?
Yeah.
So what I try to focus on is, of course, I know once you train, and they say you're gonna lose weight and you're gonna tone up. So I try to focus on first thing of all is breathing properly because I find through my massaging and my training people that human beings do not breathe correct.
No, we
You either
don't at
use
all.
your mouth or you use your nose. The only thing that human beings is breathe correct is when the training, then they go, and that's actually the way you should be breathing. So I try to teach first breathing techniques. I also go as far as posture, body position, and body awareness.
Mhm.
Whereas if if you see a hole and your foot happen to step in it, how not to wring your ankle.
Mhm.
Because I how to run. I also teach people how to run properly. Because I don't know if you realize it, people got this habit now of walking like a duck without a foot out the toe. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's the
when you have your foot like this and you're walking, you take your body out of alignment because actually our foot was supposed to like this, and you walk toe, heel, toe. So it's like a float. But when you're walking like this, you actually messing up your whole foot because you're walking like a duck. Your foot turn out like this. I can
so
tell. Go on. Sorry.
no, I say so. You have a lot that you can actually uh, teach people, and I'm really like I'll be excited and really happy if I hear someone that I know that living abroad post somewhere on your Instagram or something that Pedro made me work, made me walk better.
Yeah, because yeah, right. So I um I actually also working on a program whereas it's a whole because to me training is a whole life change, whole lifestyle change. Because when you start to train and you start to lose weight, you're gonna have to get new clothes.
Right,
So
right.
your wardrobe is gonna change, your outlook is gonna change, your mindset is gonna change. Because I also put in a little not really yoga, but a lot of deep breathing, which is um I don't want to use the wrong word. It's kind of like meditating, but not really
Yeah,
meditating.
well, I understand, and
Yeah,
the breathing is the
right.
most important thing, right? I mean, if you don't, if you're not breathing properly while you're training, you can't, your lungs don't work properly, and so forth, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I was going to ask you, now, have you ever trained any high-end clients, and or do you have any high-end clients right now?
All of my clients are high end. Straight.
You see that? He
All of
put a
my clients are high end because
he put a positive
huh?
spin
I actually give up training a woman $60 a session to train girls $75 a month
Wow.
because as I try to explain to my wife and to people, to me it's not really all about the money. But when I see some person that I training and I see that change in their body, I see that change in their attitude towards life because I also talk to you about your work environment, your
Right,
home environment.
right.
Um, I had a girl that I spoke to. She contacted me through this the same girl that called me Jigsaw,
Hmm.
and we were changing back texts and stuff. And from her texting, I asked her, "You okay?" She was like, "Why you ask me that?" I said, "Because the way you texting, something seems to be off."
Yes,
Then
yes.
she told me, and I was like, "You know what? Your situation is really not the best for you right now." So he
Mm.
was like, "Do you have a bedroom?" She said, "Yeah, I got my own bedroom." I said, "Well, good. What I want you to do for me is find a space in our bedroom where you can call yours, where you can just sit down and relax and don't think about nothing. Just take all your weight off." So let me say for about 2 days. So the third day she texted me. I said, "Oh, the attitude seemed to change." She was like, "But how you could tell from how he texting?" I tell you, but there's a little secret, but I ain't gonna tell you right now. So she told me, yeah, she made her bed her oasis.
No.
And I said, "Don't you feel much better?" She said, "Yeah, I know." She said, "I never knew that just something so simple can mean so much a big difference." I said, "Yeah, you see, because it's the attitude you carry towards the task. You
No,
carry a different attitude to the task."
no. This is beautiful to listen to. We, we kind of got Pedro stuck on the screen a little bit here, but I know for me, I think you're gonna come back in soon. The internet always do these kind of things, but you're a little bit frozen right now. Hopefully, we'll get you back in pretty soon. I don't know if it's your end or my end. Um, did we lose him? I think we lost him, but I think we're gonna get him back pretty soon. That's Mr. Pedro Richards, live and direct in beautiful Barbados, where the weather is, I'm pretty sure, is almost 30 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, we are here in Toronto at a nice minus 11, nice and warm-ish. you know, I was just saying a couple weeks ago, we hadn't had really any snow yet, and the weather was okay. But now we've gone to minus 11, uh, and it's starting to feel pretty normal. That's normal for this time of the year. Yes,
Hey there, sorry about that, man. Internet,
it happens to me. I,
yeah,
I, I
these
know
things happen.
very well every week when I'm doing the show on the radio, all kinds of stuff happens. So
Yeah, man.
I'm fully aware of these things, man. Uh, before you jump back in, I was gonna say um, that's beautiful to listen to. The story about the girl that seemed to be having some problems, and you talked to her and you told her to find a space where she can call her little oasis and she can find herself a bit, because I find that there's a lot of young ladies, let's say Barbados right now, and you know they sometimes it's very difficult because some of the older men could very much, you know, take advantage of that immaturity. You know what I mean? So um, I'm not saying this was a guy's fault, but a lot of times these things happen. So it's good that you can talk to those
Sugar
younger
daddy.
people, get them.
Yeah, it's something for something mentality. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how it goes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Reality.
Pedro, look, life has not always been easy, and I told this to Bradley Bob. He was our first guest on our show ever,
Yeah, I listen to that one. Yeah.
and I was telling him, look, man, I'm proud of him. Not that like I shouldn't be proud of him, but I'm proud of him because as I reach older age and I see all the people that I knew from the time we were youngsters, to see how they have grown. And now that you were a couple of years older than me, but just to see the maturity in you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as a grown man, now we can see the true value of each other. Not we know each other is valuable in one way or the other, but now you
Yeah.
can see the true value of you as a person. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
So okay, so we cover the exercise part. I also do exercising, but in a pool at the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and that, I call that exercise.
Exercise.
Yeah, and play usually in the background. It's kind of like dance moves in the pool, some exercising moves in the pool. I also try to make it fun for the guests because you know the guests want to enjoy themselves, so I try to make it fun. I actually did a stint where I coached some of the hotel staff. I did a training course with the same hotel staff. I did a couple massages for the hotel also. Crystal Cove. I
Mm-hmm.
did a couple massages for that. But in my massage business, no, it's more I will say spiritual because I
Oh,
am active spiritual. not religious, spiritual.
Spiritual.
Yeah. I don't ever massage my shoes on. First thing, never. I never did a massage on my shoes on.
You got to touch the earth.
Yeah, and I always try to tap into the person's pain, negativity, stress, all those things. I always try to tap into that. Because I find, and let me say this to people out there now, I do not really do deep tissue massages. I don't. I can, but I don't, because my idea of a massage is that when I finish massage you, I'm supposed to tell you, wake up, I'm finished. You get a deep tissue massage, it's very hard to sleep,
Yeah,
because
right.
some of the massage therapists will probably sometimes they use too much pressure
Pressure.
on a sore muscle. So if you use enough pressure on a sore muscle, that person is sleeping. I have, not boasting, I've been doing massages is about 11 years, a little over 11 years.
And that's what I was going to
Uh,
ask you. How long your business been going?
about 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah, close to 11 years. My daughter is 20. Yeah, about 11 years.
Wow. Wow. That's
And
good.
I have yet to find one client that I've never dropped sleep.
Yeah. Now, is
Mm.
it the music? It's music that you're playing also, or what?
Sometimes I play music, sometimes I don't. I usually relate to the client first. I always ask, do you want music or you just want to relax or you just want the massage? Most of them they say, man, different. Some say, yeah, I don't want the music. Some say they just want the feeling. So
We having a little bit of technical
some
um, difficulties here. Um, it looks like the internet. Oh, it's all good. I can see you. Well, I can see your chair, and we got internet problems on both sides of the world. Sometimes it's here and sometimes it's there. So it's just technology all together. We cannot vouch for technology because we don't know when it's gonna fail, right? So that's my man Pedro Richards. We got 19 more minutes in the show before we end it. But meanwhile, we're going to try to get him back on, and we'll let him talk a little bit more about his business and what he do in Barbados.
yeah.
You're back. Here we go. You're back. I know the internet is playing around, and so we're just gonna work with it for now. Until he fully comes back. It's just one of those things. Night times in Barbados, I guess sometimes the internet shifts a little bit and fall out. Sometimes maybe Wi-Fi, so forth. Um, but that's my man Pedro, one of the bravest people I know. Um, a strong person. I'm a man with many, many, many titles. Um, Doing many things. You got to give it up for him. Um, a brother who is not scared to fail. He's going to try. He's going to do what he needs to do in order to succeed. And that's all we can ask from each other, right? If we don't do these things, what's the point? What's the point of even of existing if you're not going to try something? What's the most that can come out of it? Failure. Yeah, I mean, you might fail the first time, or even the second or third time, but you know, these things happen, and eventually something will stick, and you'll be good at something. And even if you keep trying one thing, you might get really, really good at it and be successful and become a professional. Uh, a basketball player didn't just become a great basketball player by just doing it overnight. Um, by the way, Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Big up Kobe Bryant. It was 1 year since the tragic passing of him and those his daughter and those other people in the helicopter. But we want to say continue to rest in power, and want to say we miss him. I know that he was going to be great even after the his career had ended, but we'll never forget him. He has left a lot of young Kobe Bryant wannabes out there, and it was truly touching to see the support that came out for him after that tragic uh, accident with the helicopter. Um, but life goes on, and all that's left are memories at the end of the day, and we all can just live our life to the fullest. No regrets. Uh, Sometimes we make bad decisions. Sometimes we make good decisions. But at the end of the day, we got to do something, and we got to try something. So for those of you who are feeling like you're all alone and there's nothing else to do, we can always take the lead from people out there who we see that you know people never believed that could actually do something and succeed. We just take their lead, and we can move forward. Um, yes, big up Tyrone, man. Man, listen, I'm talking about Pedro, but Tyrone, man, I haven't seen you. This is probably like over 30, 35 years now. And I want to say, man, it's a blessing to see you pop up. I love you. Um, Look, man, I miss all you guys. One day we all have to do a reunion, and we have to come and come together again, and just come together. See all them old heads that we haven't seen in so many years. So many good people left us. You know, we all started in one space, one place, and then we just evolve. Some of you become great at what you do, and some people, you're still trying. So I just want to say, big up all the people who we knew from the time we were little boys and the girls, little girls. I didn't turn into a little boy from a little girl, but all big up all the girls from the neighborhood, and big up all the Roderick, big up, man. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Yes, man. So I just want to say, look, a lot of us came through, like soccer, for instance. I remember as a youngster at graduates, and I was taught by Lawrence Small, and my man Lawrence, and there was Haddock and Dean, and those are some good guys, man. Those are some good guys. Big up Lawrence Small. Taught me how to space myself on the football field. And big up Dean for training me so hard and making me breathe properly and do laps and so forth. And Haddock, he was the youngster back then, but I'm sure he became a great coach afterwards. I hope. But those were the people in my early life. Since then, I obviously moved on, and um, I actually spent most of my life here in Toronto, and got lots of friends here, and created a family, and so forth. But there's a lot of people out there, man, that are doing their thing, and we really hope that we can get some of you great guys and great ladies on the show that can showcase your talent. Let the people out there know who you are. This is the reason that we created this show during a pandemic. So this show, we call it a pandemic baby, right? And there's a lot of us out there who started these kind of stuffs out there during our quiet moments when we all sat and said, what are we going to do for the next year or for the next 2 years of a pandemic? Do we just sit at home and wait for a check from the government, or do we continue to be essential worker, or do we just work from home? And what else do we do? We can't get out to see our friends because we're afraid of passing a virus or a virus passing on to us and our kids and our grandparents. Don't forget about our grandparents and our mothers and fathers, make them sick. So we try to social distance. And while we social distancing, we got to think about things that we can do. So this idea came from the pandemic. And big up DJ David 216. Yes, Pedro. Finally, finally.
Man, this internet, man.
I understand, man.
I know.
I've been there. I've been there. We got 10 more minutes in the show before we end it. So I want you to get everything out there, get everything out that you want to say to the viewers and listeners.
You know what? I just want to tell you right now how proud I am of you, young boy. I'm glad to see you doing great things, man. I hope that 2021 be more prosperous for you and your family. But remember, stay safe.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I just say we need to link up when all this craziness is over and do a cruise or something. Get some families, some prospect to go, and we guys do a weekend cruise or something to the Caribbean. Yeah, expensive. It's nice,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
As I say in the morning, you guys come to Barbados, just check me up. Me hook you with a massage. If you feel like getting crazy and let me cause you a lot of pain, come let me train you, man, for a couple of days. Yeah.
Get all that North America fat and flab off.
Yeah. I actually trained a lady at the hotel, and she was kind of fit too. She was from Australia actually, and she told me, you know what? She just here for 2 3 for a week, so she just wanted to train, for 2 or 3 days just to make sure she don't lose nothing. And at the end of this session, after 3 days, you more like, you know what? After the second day, I wanted to quit. But I tell myself, no, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna see this through to the end because we actually train on the beach. She said, listen, I train with all sorts of trainers, and I thought I was training hard. She said, you nearly kill me, but the only thing that stopped me from keep me going on because she was too ashamed to stop.
That's right.
She said after the first day, she'd have back after the first day, she'd have back up. She don't usually get back up from training. I said, there's trainers and then there's trainers. Because my thing, as I say, my thing is when you come to me, I don't believe in I can't. As you tell me, oh, I can't do this, the more I'm going to make you do it. And we're not going to move from that one position until you do it. So
Right.
don't say can't. Always try because can't is a blockage. You understand me?
That's right. That's
I
right.
can't do this, I can't do that, then you don't try. Negativity is a blockage.
You know,
Once you're negative about something, you ain't going to try to be positive. Straight.
I used
So my motto is, take them emotions, move them things away, let me get to the task at hand. So as I was saying, man, I love you like a little brother. Well, I always love you. He is a little brother anyhow.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm the senior.
Well, the love coming right back, man. You know what I mean? The love coming right back. You know,
Straight up though.
the love that we have for each other in our community that we were raised in, I don't think it will ever end. I don't think it will ever end. So we always gonna keep it that way. And
Oh yeah, who I want to shout out before we go. I only today we hooked back up, Only today we hooked back up after having hooked back with Seton. You remember Seton? But she goes by the name of Sharon.
Sharon, she's gonna be on the
Right.
show next week, my friend.
Oh man, I gotta watch that because she told me she watched it tonight. I was like, you know that because she came here and we hooked up and thing, we talk. You know how we possibly get together, all we do is talk about prospect. So
Mhm.
yeah. But she told me, yeah, she can listen in tonight. So Sharon, It's Mears, right?
Sure.
That's the last name.
Yep.
Cheryl Mears, baby. I love you. Like a little sister to me. You know what? Next week, I can't wait for your show. Because she was actually
I
doing a
can't wait.
show,
I can't wait also because she is
Red
so
Door.
lovely. She's full of energy. I mean,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time I
yeah.
see her
Second boy.
post, I'm like, I'm either smiling or I'm laughing. So I can't wait for next week when she
Yeah.
comes on. It's
Yeah,
gonna be beautiful.
let me just spread the word so you get she on, man. Yeah, because she was actually supposed to do a program down here a couple of years back. I think the name Red Door
Yes,
or
she was telling me. She mentioned that
Red
to me.
Carpet or something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But she was sitting on talk, you know. You know
Yeah,
what? She like it all talking, so she's talking more than me, right? Don't tell her I say that though, right?
I won't say that. I'll let YouTube say it for me.
I
I'm
miss
looking
I
forward.
miss your brother, man. I miss Sean.
Huh?
I miss Sean 'cause every crop over me and Sean is a cut for crop over. So I miss Sean last year and this year, man. I
Yeah.
miss it this year because I don't think we can have crop over this year either.
Right now, I'm pretty sure he's depressed because he can't get to
Yeah, do his thing. Yeah, DJ Foot. Yeah.
he missed crop over man. Every year he do that thing,
Mm.
you know.
As
Yeah.
my boy, you come in here every year. We just
So
hang.
yes,
Sean, man.
yes. So Pedro, again, we're gonna put all your links on the YouTube channel where people can reach you.
Yeah.
People, if they want to go back and check out the video and what we just talked about, it's always gonna be available on our YouTube channel. So
Okay. Man.
soon after the show and it'll go there. I'm not sure exactly in minutes, but it'll be there for people to view. And you can again right now you can drop any links that you want to drop right now to tell people how they can reach you and contact you, and and you know they'll be able to reach you.
Mm. As I say, my email address is
Oh,
drpidol@hotmail.com or drpidol@gmail.com. So it is spelled DRPEDOL at hotmail or at Gmail. Pedro Richards on Instagram. As I said, I'm going to have some more other links going on down. My number to in Barbados is 230-0088. So, until you come down, just give me a call. Even if you just come to Barbados and you just want some person to hang with and show you Barbados to a real Bajan eye, where you get some breadfruit or some roast fish, hook me up. We can get that do because my man Clive, Barbara.
that's right.
I see
Yes.
Barbara every Saturday when they go to the beach. Still doing fishing, man, throwing his net every Saturday. Barbara on the beach, man.
I'm happy to see
I
that too.
always said they can come and go on the boat with him. So if you guys come to Barbados and you want to go in a fisherman's boat, a real fisherman's boat, and fish with a rod and a fish lung and thing, you come to Barbados, look for me, and they can hook you with my man Clive.
That's right.
His
That's right.
name is Clive. Barbara is just a name that his grandfather gave him, nickname. That's one of them prospect things, them crazy things.
Those are one of them things that we make up when we go. Hey, look, before you go, I just want to say big up my man Era Ellis. Just hit me up because one of the
Yeah, Arrow, man. What's up?
scariest policeman I ever know in my life.
I don't think a lot of people know Arrow was a police, so he's not scary.
So that's true. They probably
Yeah,
didn't think that he
that
was.
was cool, man.
And I hope I'm not exposing anything right now. Yeah, man. So Pedro, look, it was a pleasure having you on the show. I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, man. Whenever you're ready, just hook me up and you can do it, man. I know what? I'm proud. I'm the first on demands in Facebook and YouTube.
That's right.
The real prospect, man. I'm first.
Yes,
Cool.
Pedro was the first.
Yeah.
He was the first, but not the last.